Come on, Nels, hurry up, man.
Well, you are live. So thank you, Mr. Murawski. We are now live for the Principals podcast. The other day, we tried to have this conversation with Coach Hewitt, Coach Murawski. There was audio issues, so we're trying this again. First of all, it's wonderful to see you guys. I would like to begin by saying our special guests today are Fraggle Rock and Hercules. You can figure out which one is which.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, so Mr. Murawski, could you please take off the hat so we can see Fraggle Rock?
I don't know who Fraggle Rock is. So I'll take that.
Mine's not good.
No hair gel.
No gel. Gel sales have been way down. And razor blades.
Bad.
So
it's the razor blades.
Yes. Mr. Bandera is in his quarantine beard. When you see it in person, he looks Irish.
It just stopped growing. Don't worry. It grew for a little while, then stopped.
It appears to be more like a jawline beard.
I put some Miracle Grow on it. It didn't work.
Not so much the cheekbone.
Mr. Berg, you got a haircut going on?
Do I have a haircut going on?
Yeah, pretty nice one.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It is easy to maintain. You don't have to do much. So I appreciate you noticing. I do appreciate also the American flag that is behind you, because I believe you are in your garage. Or are you not? Are you in your garage? You're in your garage.
Yep.
So first of all, guys, let's start with Mr. Murawski. It's been, it feels like 8 weeks. Yesterday we had 8th graders on, and we had one 8th grader that said they absolutely love your class. So how's things going on in your class? Apparently you're surprised by that.
He looks very confused by that.
Well, right, I'm not giving a whole lot of work, so they're probably enjoying that. We're reading Frederick Douglass right now, which is a story about a slave who worked his way to freedom and wrote about it and taught himself how to read and write. So kids are enjoying that a whole heck of a lot.
Mr. Hewitt, we also had students this week that have told us how much they love your circuit classes, and also how you're able to integrate a lot of current events, appropriately inside of classes. So how's things going on with you?
Yeah, I mean, there's endless topics to discuss regarding our current events in our country, the circumstances. We had a thing today where the government class and criminal justice class were looking up for whatever side of the aisle they're on regarding this current situation that we're in, to look up like legislators' contact information. Like myself, in the last 3 weeks, I think I've talked to more elected officials than I have in the first 39 years of my life. And this is like the beauty of being in an active civic government. I mean, and it doesn't matter what side you're on, you can communicate with these people. So there's a lot of real world teaching going on. It's frustrating. It's not how we got into teaching, but I think everyone's having to adapt.
What other stuff have you guys been doing to stay busy during this time? I know it's been a tough time to kind of stay busy, but you guys are two very active individuals. What are you guys doing?
Chad, you or me?
Either one.
Well, I'll start with this one. My fiance signed us up for a half marathon. So trying to run a lot, hopefully to try to be able to to be able to finish the half marathon without having someone come pick me up in a car. So,
do you know how far that is, Murawski?
It's like a couple times around the block, I think.
Oh. Do you have a time?
I want to run it with rollerblades, and if I can do that with rollerblades, I can finish.
How long do you think it might take you to finish?
Well, the sun rises at 7 and sets by 6, so hopefully by the time the sun goes down, I'll be finished and we'll be good. But I've got no idea. I've never run 13 miles before. I actually hate running, and I don't think our cross country team does it, but give it a try.
Excellent.
We had to figure out our drive-through at King Cone to make it comply and keep people safe. So that took up some time, and I learned chess. I didn't know anything about chess. I'm currently online playing, I think, 10-year-olds who are beating me soundly. I don't ask their age so that I can come back the next day and still play. But chess has been my thing that I've spent some time learning. Lots of books, still working out. I got 4 kids, so it's never really dull or quiet.
How are they?
You have to join Frank's chess club.
Yeah, no, I've thought about that since my newfound passion of chess.
I'm a checkers. It's easier. It's more fun.
That's the point. Like, I mean, I got all the, we got time. Like, let's learn something that stimulates a little bit more the mind.
And checkers is very stimulating. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, he's a Connect Four guy.
Yeah.
I think he's still playing tic-tac-toe.
So over the last several podcasts, we've had Mr. Snyder on, who has been a staple inside of here, and we asked him the question about Murawski or Hewitt. Are they in your home right now with their feet up, talking with them? Have you guys been able to touch base with Snyder?
Chad, I'll just always let you go first.
Girls first.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty much the same. Anybody you talk to, it's, hey, how you doing? Good. I'm bored. How are you doing? Oh, good. I'm bored. How are you doing? Yeah, still bored. So, Coach Snyder is a legend and he's a GOAT. And once when the world opens back up, he's going to be one of the first people that we're going to want to go see. And, he's always got a smile on his face. So he's the guy that we're missing right now during this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly pained by the inability for kids to participate in things that they've grown up doing their whole time. I mean, when I think about like empty t-ball fields, baseball fields, and all that this summer, swimming pools, it's heartbreaking. And I know Coach Snyder shares that empathy, sympathy, all the above. But yeah, I've been keeping in touch with him. But Murawski's right. Like, it's like even when you do come in contact with another human being, it's like there's limited things to talk about. So we're all in the same boat. I think kids, adults alike, are finding that non-coronavirus conversation talk to be hard.
We still think Drew Fetchick's in his office still, just sitting there, and no one really knows.
He's just fluffing his hair. He just runs his fingers through his hair all day long.
Yeah. Has his shoes off. He's in it, bare feet up.
Taking a nap.
He's eating lunch. He just gives you the nod.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes not even the nod.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be. Is he in line to maybe be called the signal caller this year? I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
does he have a chance?
He's the preseason favorite at this point. Having played some last year in the playoffs, he's certainly the guy to beat, I would say. Well, what about you guys? Well, what are you? Have you taken on a new skill or hobby or looking at anything, you three?
I've gotten onto the bicycle. I've actually left Menor and rode past your place. I saw the cars lined up all the way around that building behind you, and got on the trail over there by you, and went all the way out to Middlefield and
so
came
biking
back.
a little. All right,
a little bit.
You wear fancy shoes when you bike?
No, I got a fancy color on my bike that I'd rather keep to myself unless you see it. It's it was back, it's a little.
What's mauve?
Color.
What'd you ask him, Mark? Huh?
You're breaking up out there in Eastlake. Don't they have internet?
You can't talk when Murawski talks. You have to let him talk alone.
Did you ask him if he wears tight biker shorts? What? That's what you said. That was a little private.
No, the fancy shoes, man.
Oh.
No, I don't wear the shoes.
Oh, I got you.
You gotta wear the shoes.
I don't wear the shoes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
My
about. He's got Lance
like
Armstrong.
25 years old. So.
That's older than Murawski.
Well, a lot of things are older than Murawski.
Bandera, what about you? Any new skills, hobbies? Just looking up IEPs and protocol and
just reading them back and forth. I don't know. I have no clue what Murawski says.
No.
Hey, you should try to be in a room and observe him. Let me tell you how hard that is.
I gotta keep looking at it.
I don't know. What have I done recently? I don't know. I've done a lot of yard work. Trying to get my yard probably cleaner than it's looked in a while.
That's probably true for most homeowners, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
I think to speak on behalf of Mr. Bandera, he's been a professional translator to Mr. Hyam, because oftentimes when Hyam says names, we have no idea what he just said. They could be like Sarah, and it comes out like "tha." Like, what did you
That's
say?
That's Coach Hall on our staff. No one can understand what Coach Hall says. We're like, what?
Brilliant minds think alike.
Yeah.
That's one word for it.
This podcast, I would say this is something we created. I think we're in episode 40 something. It's crazy. It does take time. Quinn Allen is our active listener. He did email again today if we're going to do this, but our students actually enjoy it. Our parents enjoy it. We're getting a lot of emails back from them saying it's just nice to hear teachers, students, and the administrators doing something different. So this has been new for us.
Coach Hewitt, did we rank on your top 10 podcasts right now?
I'm not going to put you that high up. You're probably like in the 12 spot. I got to go through a lot of hours prior to getting you guys.
Yeah. There's no 11, guys. There's no 11. So
I wasn't going to say that, but no, I mean, obviously your following is growing, and your content, I think, is in like we said, pretty soon you're going to be monetized soon.
Go
And
joined us. Go.
we have a
no
ghost guest.
Understand Murawski.
Oh.
Douglas.
There's 3 of us.
Muted.
Choose one.
Hey, I can.
That's the wrong. Oh, that can be confusing. Snyder.
Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
Which way is
You
he
guys are pointing to the wall.
He's pointing off my, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at.
Nice.
Murawski, at some point during this podcast, you got to take your hat off. We won't.
It's already happened.
We
We
want
saw
to see
Frank
that
Rowe,
flow,
You
man.
don't want to see that. No.
I do.
We don't want to lose followers. We only got 3 as it is. We can't afford to lose any more.
You got to mute
Quinn, Andrew Dreyer, and who's the third one?
Us.
Mickey.
Our parents. Do you still have the ability to grow a mustache on the spot, Mr. Snyder?
Who are you talking to?
Snyder, do you still have that ability still?
Hang on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope.
Okay.
Hold on.
Just wait a second. He has a phenomenal ability.
Mm-hmm. It's our Melly. It's up there with our Mellies.
Any,
Mr. Murray, can you hear me now?
you're in Eastlake, so it's almost like you're in Japan.
Can you hear me now?
What do you
I can hear you,
think about
Murawski.
Mr. Magoo there?
Who, huh, what?
Who's Mr. Magoo?
Hold on.
Murawski has seen 3 movies in his entire life. Like literally.
Here's
he
the
hasn't seen
thing.
anything.
Snyder set the stage. Coach Hewitt was looking at his phone. Chad Murawski's in Eastlake, which there's no internet connectivity there, and you missed what he was doing. So we're gonna try again. Stare at
I have
Snyder.
Sprint, guys.
Snyder, you have.
Who is Sprint?
I
Yeah.
have Sprint because there's.
Oh, he already showed me this picture. You guys did this with Long, right?
I did this to make fun of Long.
Yeah. I saw him the other day. He took his family down the cone. I don't think he had it on. I think he shaved it off.
Oh, that's good because it was.
I would have remembered it.
It was like a caterpillar that was starting to develop.
Yeah.
We call him a young Andy Reid.
Coach Snyder, this podcast started 12 minutes ago. How come you're late?
I didn't. I was on my phone. I didn't check my email. I didn't even know I was invited.
He was a late.
You weren't.
I'm just crashing it.
Boy, Murawski trying to get his digs in.
You don't see the guy in a couple weeks, and he comes out with his claws.
Snyder, we're going to pass the torch over to you for any specific questions you want to ask these 2 gentlemen on any topic.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
They live in your office. We're actually wondering if Chad is actually in your house somewhere.
Can I ask Coach Hewitt to share his thoughts on the Geauga County Health Director?
He's got a tough job to do in a tough situation.
Yeah. Spoken like a
Safety is-
former city councilman.
Safety is our first priority, but then balancing the lives of young people and their need to be social and develop is also important too. So hopefully we come to some balance here because we don't have a balance yet.
That's a fact. That was a pretty good answer. I'm not going to ask that question, though, just for the record.
Bandera, are you wearing Space Jam?
Yes. LeBron posted about the new movie that's coming out next year,
Saw
so I
that.
figured I would represent. I would represent Space Jam today.
Bandera, are you going no shave Corona right now?
Yes,
Okay.
but it just stopped growing, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Coach
Also,
Murawski,
my headphones are dying because I've been in 14 meetings today. I apologize.
Coach Murawski, now it's your opportunity to ask Mr. Snyder a question.
Coach Snyder, it's good to see you, man.
That's not a question.
Coach
That's
Murawski.
why you live in Eastlake.
How are the wedding plans coming along?
Oh man, Mr. Murray, we still live right now?
Yes, we are live.
Yeah, the wedding plans are good. What I realized after like paying off my student loans is that you're just going to always be in debt the rest of your life, because this wedding is unbelievable, and the chair covers and the bows on the chairs and the centerpieces, and I mean, listen, Coach Hewitt's got a nice backyard. Coach Snyder, you got a nice backyard. I bet you'll cut me a great deal to maybe have a reception there, because I mean, there's a lot of heroes attached to this wedding, but
I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that you know about chair covers and bows and all that kind of stuff.
Coach Snyder, when you're in quarantine, man, you hear a lot of this stuff.
Fair enough.
That'll be true.
Can't get away from it. I'm with you.
What
Coach Snyder,
hat are you wearing?
Coach Snyder, did you just celebrate an anniversary?
Yeah. 32
That's
years.
incredible, man.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Is Murawski even 32 years old?
How old are you? Is he not? He's not 32. No.
I'm
How old are
31.
you? 31.
Yep.
You
So
could
Coach
be my
Snyder,
you could be my son. Like if we started having kids right away, you could be my son, and I could be paying for this wedding.
Well,
I'm thankful that that's not the
good
case
time.
for a variety of reasons.
We're taking donations.
Coach Hewitt, from a financial literacy standpoint, any words of advice for Mr. Murawski?
I mean,
Save your money.
I don't know how much time we have. Yeah, I mean, I think
These
I'm
doggone
doom and
chair covers, I'm
gloom.
telling you, we would say 500.
Just a roll. Save all the money, man. Just go get. I'd say go to Vegas, but that's closed too. Go up to the courthouse. Have Topeka swear you guys in. Take some money and go have like a nice vacation.
Yeah, I'm in.
And bank the rest of it.
We'll get out of Eastlake.
This is advice that I did here. I heard never invite people to your wedding that you wouldn't invite to go out to dinner with just you and your fiance. I thought that was like an interesting perspective. Like I was like, because I invited a whole bunch of people that I wouldn't have like choose to go sit at a table with. But you got family. Mom's got to bring her friends. Her parents got to bring her friends. You know, it's like a party for them that you're paying for.
When my dad told me we needed to invite Aunt Judy and her twin, and I said, "What's her twin's name to my wedding?" And he's like, "I don't know." I said, "I'm not inviting her."
Right? Yeah, that's a good litmus test too. If you don't know someone's name, I crashed.
That's the cutoff right there, man. You don't know the name, out.
Chad Murawski, I want to let you know that I do have a degree and master's in theology, and you have witnesses right here. If you brought her in, we probably could make this work.
Yeah. We were at Malta for a wedding, and I walked next door to another wedding going on and actually danced with the bride. And you could see her look, like she was looking at me like, I don't know if I know this guy. And I was just like smiling and happy. And I think the photographer even came around and took a picture of us. Like, so, she's probably got that one in her album going, who's this guy? That was a long time
Wedding
ago.
crasher.
Sorry, Chad, go.
No, I forgot what the question was.
What's your sock game today?
Oh, man, I just got the Nike Dry Fit. Nothing crazy.
I'm really. You're not wearing slippers.
I'm not Drew Fedrick. I don't wear slippers.
Coach
These are
Murawski,
the moccasins.
one of the questions that Mr. Bandera will ask here in a second is about favorite quarantine meal. This is a serious question, not to be a joke. How's your digestive system during quarantine?
Well, football and basketball season over right now, so everything seems normal.
Much improved.
We'll leave it at that. Everything
Okay.
seems very normal.
So, Mr. Bandera, why don't you follow up with that question?
Is that on me? Sorry, I'm lagging
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So I've been asking everyone what their favorite quarantine meal has been so far. So we'll start with Mr. Murawski and kind of move around. What's your favorite quarantine meal, or something you made or something you bought?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, it's the standard go-to. It's just like tacos. I had pizza rolls for lunch today. They were delicious.
Yeah, so did my 13-year-old.
Frozen company made.
Yeah, and Frosted Flakes is my go-to right
So
now
did,
for
so
breakfast.
did my 7-year-old.
Yeah. A little sugar on sugar. Okay.
The problem is
How many
the marshmallows with the Lucky Charms just get stale so fast that you can't eat. Got to go with the Frosted Flakes. They're solid every time.
doesn't King Cone have the marshmallows from Lucky Charms down?
We do have those, and we just actually got a shipment today of like, you ever seen what 5 pounds of that looks like? It's like in a box, like a suitcase full of Lucky Charms marshmallows.
All right, Coach Hewitt, what have you been eating? What's the best thing you ate?
A lot of tomatoes in it too.
I'm pretty boring. Like I like steak, eggs. I like buffalo chicken dip, and I dip it with pork rinds, which isn't like
Disgusting.
it's. No, have you tried them? Like they're not, dipped in the right thing. They're not bad.
Pork rinds taste like fresh.
I made lasagna the other night. I've never cooked anything in my entire life, so I did make lasagna with my daughter, and it was. You could eat it.
Edible?
It was. Pause.
I asked them today if they wanted. I asked them today if they wanted leftovers. So they're like, "Oh, no, we're good." So I had it. But yeah, other than that, just basic stuff.
Cool.
Mr.
I'm gonna start.
was
Yes.
Coach Snyder invited to his podcast?
Not by me.
What is he? I mean, unbelievable.
Oh, speaking of people who don't show up and have every look
Yeah.
for not showing coming. You had a hangnail the other day. I mean, what else? I mean, you had some other
Soft.
aches
You are
and pains
soft.
or what?
Coach Hewitt had an on-point podcast, on point, and
Oh, it
you
was
ruined
beautiful.
it by not showing up. And also,
Mhm.
Chardon local school's Wi-Fi wasn't very good.
Murray sends me a text at like 5:30. He's like, "You want to do another one?" I'm like,
Hold on. Right after I finished the leftover lasagna,
Right. That's what I was in the process of making. Actually, I sent him a GIF of Big Lebowski.
You guys
I'll
have
give
any?
a local
do-
restaurant plug? We ordered takeout last night for our anniversary dinner from Element 41.
Yeah.
And we got the wedge salad and the pasta with shrimp and lobster sauce and a crab cake. Oh, man.
Grab me hungry, Snyder.
That was good. I passed that up for a bowl of Frosted Flakes, but my wife really enjoyed it.
Coach Snyder, when was the last time you had Frosted Flakes?
Never had them.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's like riding a bike. Once you go back to Frosted Flakes, it's just like second nature. It's just so delicious.
No. Frosted Flakes, nothing like riding a bike. I can't let you have that.
That was a stretch. Thanks for holding to it.
Oh,
Can't let you have that one.
no.
Hey, Mr.
My
Hyam.
phone just beats at 5%. We're in a bad spot right now.
We're almost done. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're
almost
almost done.
done.
The question I have for Mr. Hyman Bandera: do we have a 3:00?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yes,
So
we
we-
do.
let's wrap
Yeah.
this thing up. You guys want to give out some shout-outs?
Coach Hewitt, go ahead.
better days ahead, folks. I mean, again, I said it last time. This is a chapter in the book. We'll flip the page at some point, and especially the shout out to these seniors who have missed out on so many things. I mean, again, I hope that in due time we can look back on this and we're all in better places and have learned something through this adversity.
Appreciate it.
Like a pinched nerve.
Get back in that sauna.
Oh yeah, I gotta shake it out. Chad, what do you got, brother?
Murawski, who you shouting out?
You know what? For the teachers out there and the admins, I know you guys are working hard, but the students, man, I know you guys are struggling. I know it's hard, but as Coach Hewitt said, just keep moving forward and better days lie ahead.
Snyder, any weekend shout out?
Weekend shout out.
Frosted
A
Flakes.
6 week. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Fridays don't have the same feel, that's for sure.
Every day is Friday. I will.
You just start earlier and earlier, don't you, Snyder?
Start Fridays earlier and earlier.
Yeah, every day.
Hey, man, for my whole life, every day's been Friday.
Hey, I would say one more thing. I was thinking about this, and I've said this to our team before, that like you look at like special forces, they make up such a small percentage of the American population. They make up an even smaller percentage of the actual members of the military, and yet they train and they train and they train, never knowing if they'll ever even be needed. And most special forces guys are never actually deployed in like a combat situation. What I'm saying is I think like if you're an athlete right now who's got a lot of time, you can't lose hope and you can't lose faith that your training is for nothing. It's stay the course, stay the grind, train, do the right things, and hopefully good things will happen. But you have to have that mindset. Most Navy SEALs train never to see actual combat, but they're still training daily for that one moment when they're called upon. And I hope that our incoming seniors will be called upon and so forth. So no matter what your sport is, stay strong.
Absolutely.
Well said.
All right. Peace out.
See you guys.
Thank you guys for going
Thank
there.
you.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Stay free.